Good morning, everyone. It's a wonderful day. Hey, look, sweater weather. Okay, love it. Okay, so today's word. Let's let's get right into this because I am fired up. Okay, we've been hearing the term "the chosen." Okay, I've used it. Okay, and to me, it represents more the you are God's chosen people, a royal priesthood that's found in Romans. I think it's 8. And when I came across that verse that a long time ago, I think it was 2001, and I kind of grabbed hold of that, for whatever reason in my heart, I'm like, that's me, and not for the reason you would think that, okay, it's a privilege to be chosen if you're chosen on a team, and you're drafted, NFL, is a good thing. The only thing is with me, it was like, okay, when I felt, that verse spoke to me back then, it was more like, okay, we're gonna test you. You've been selected to do this test or this whatever. And I felt that, even back then I didn't understand it, what everything meant back then, but not to bring any cloud on me or anything like that. I just knew it was something that spoke to me at the time, but at the same time it came with a little bit of a fear, even back then, because I didn't understand it all. But I didn't think in my head, oh, this is, oh, I have clout on myself. But I knew almost what it meant, that it was going to be a testing, thing. And but I continued to live life after that. It was in the back of my head, but it kind of just laid there dormant for a minute. And the reason why I'm bringing this up today is because there's even a series called The Chosen, and it's a lot of stuff being put out there, and to me, we're in a period of time. I don't know if anybody else can feel it. I'm hoping that if you're connecting with me and you're connecting with my videos, or if they happen to find you, it's because there's a searching out there. We're all searching for the truth, not my truth, not, the world's truth, the truth, okay? What speaks to your soul, okay? And I'm seeing a lot of this, I'm chosen. And to me, I had to guard myself too, because it's almost like a little clout thing, oh, I'm chosen and you're not chosen, and, that sort of thing. And, you really have to humble yourself and think about that one again, okay? And I say this because the verse that came to me this morning is in Matthew 22:14, where it says, many are called, but few are chosen. And the example that came to me like that were the Navy SEALs. Okay, we know that the Navy SEALs are special ops, people. If you have, you have different departments within the military that perform different things. You have your communications team, you have your IT team, you have your medical team that are trained, in battle situations to help the soldiers. We all have these different entities of our military structure that makes the one whole. And what they do there is not, the rest of us are just regular civilians, but we have this team of chosen people that gone through this training and receive different type of training and backgrounds and things like that, to be who they are, to protect the rest of us, okay? And to all my military people, thank you so much for your service. Thank you for your service, okay? And we appreciate your time and your service to the rest of the country. We appreciate that. Thank you. But again, the candidates of the SEAL go through what's considered the hardest military training. Okay, before earning their stripes. So please forgive me, I don't know military jargon, but both mentally, physically, to see if they have what it takes to become a member of the most special warfare community, okay, the SEALs, okay. But then it came to me also that there's a huge dropout rate with that. I mean, and not only in the military, but if it, I remember when I went to back to school to get my degree, and we started out with a great number of people, and little by little people started dropping out and dropping. Life happens, this happens, it's too hard, it's more than they bargained for, whatever the reason people have dropping out. By the time we made it to the graduation, it was literally like, I'm gonna say about 20% of the people that I started out with, and that speaks volume. That speaks volume to your commitment, okay? So going back to the many are called, but few are chosen, okay? This special training is designed to expose weaknesses in the individual, because we all know that we are only as strong as our weakest link. I'm sorry. My little hummingbird is here. Thank you, beautiful. Okay, I'm sorry. So we are only as strong as our weakest link, okay? And that's in any dynamic, whether it is your office, your business, your class, your teammates, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So these individuals, these wonderful individuals, go through, training, in all kinds of areas. And the thing is that sometimes we think we're strong in an area. Let's say they enter the military because they're good swimmers, they bodybuild, they can run long distances, and they're physically fit, they're athletically fit, okay? However, okay, the training that they receive is, okay, so you can swim, okay, now swim with full gear. Okay, now swim with full gear in the dark. Now swim in full gear in the dark, in the cold. You get what I'm saying? It's like there's levels. There's levels to this. So just as there's level to this, there's also levels in the chosen, spiritually. Okay, and that goes back to in James 1, 2 and 4. I have to write this down, okay, because I don't, I know the scriptures, I just don't know where they are found, because I have to study to say in James this, and anyway, that's for another conversation. But anyway, in James 1, 2 through 4 says, consider all joy whenever you face trials of many kind, okay, many kind, okay, because remember, there's levels to this, okay, because you know that the testing of your faith develops persevering. And perseverance is what leads us to our spiritual maturity. Okay, much like the SEALs, they have to go through all these trainings to weed out, okay, in their weaknesses, know what they are, and then strengthen those areas, okay, so that there's no little loopholes where they can get themselves killed, get the unit compromised, or fumble the plan, the operation, okay. So the perseverance of our faith is almost the same thing, okay. So he tells us in the word to let perseverance have its perfect work, okay, because what that will do is that will help us to know that when we pass these tests, okay, that we're growing stronger in our faith. Our maturity level in our spirituality is growing, okay. Going back to the training that the SEALs receive and the dropout rate of this training, because again, many enter, but then only a handful make it all the way through the training, through graduation, and earn that title of Navy SEAL. Okay, because a lot of us want to have the title of the chosen, okay, but you don't want to do the work to earn that, okay. And it's interesting because, to be honest, you know, we have to be honest with ourselves as to where we are, okay. And when you examine your own heart, you know where your weaknesses are. You know, these things are being shown to you so that you can work on them, so that you can become stronger, okay, mentally, emotionally, physically even, okay. So that also leads me back to the book of Daniel. And the book of Daniel, you know, there was a king, King Nebuchadnezzar, who you know, wanted to be worshipped, just as, you know, in communist countries that we see this all the time. You know, they have statues of the communist leaders, his face posted on every corner, and it's demanded that the face of the communist leader is plastered on the people's walls in their home, okay. Why is this? This is so that that image, okay, of that communist leader, it's like, I'm watching you, my eyes see you, my, you know, it's almost like to plant this seed in their heads that there's no escaping this tyrant, okay. Because we all know communists, there's nothing good in communism, okay. So it's like the fear being placed on the people, okay, that his eyes are watching. And we all know that that's false, because that piece of paper or the whatever picture that it's made of cannot see you, but it instills like a fear in the people's hearts, okay. And you know, we know that the word tells us to guard your heart with all diligence, because out of it flows the issues of life, okay. And if you allow that in your heart, that fear to grip your heart, you know, people will do a lot of things out of fear. And again, going back to the Navy SEALs, having to train underwater, in the dark, in the cold. I mean, all of it is to rid themselves of the fear, okay? One thing I always remember, this movie with Will Smith and Jaden Smith, I forgot what it was called. I think it's New Earth or something like that, where he told Jaden Smith, remember, danger is real, but fear is imagined. That stuck with me so hard, because, you know, anytime we see in the word, you know, Jesus, when he would speak, or when the angels will appear to people, the very first thing it would say is, fear not. Fear not. Okay? Because we tend to fear the things that we can't comprehend. A lot of times we like to operate out of our, you know, what we can, out of our senses, what we can see, touch, smell, hear, these different things, okay. But what the perseverance of our faith, okay, our faith is something that no one can see, touch, smell, and hear, you know. So our faith is what drives us internally, okay. So when we exercise our faith, when we strengthen our faith, okay, like here, again, going back to James 1, okay, consider it all joy, okay. Happiness happens to us because of our circumstances. We're happy because we got a raise. We're happy because, you know, we got into the new home. You know, happiness depends on the circumstances, but joy is a choice. So it's interesting that he would tell us in the word, you know, to consider it all joy. That means we have to make a choice, okay, to find joy in the, you know what? This is great that this is happening, because this is going to teach me, okay, the areas that I need to strengthen in, okay? But, you know, the thing is, are we fully committed? Just like the SEALs, okay? This process of training for the SEAL is to weed out, okay, the weak links, okay? Because if you're not completely sold, okay, that your part in this particular group, community, troop, I'm not very aware of military jargon, so I don't know what to call the SEAL team, okay? If you're not fully invested, okay, and sold out to this cause, okay, you can bring harm to not only yourself but the entire operation, okay, being the weakest link in the unit. Okay, so in order to weed that out, they have to be tested under all kinds of situations and circumstances. Okay, because nobody wants somebody to be in the trenches with them and will be the very same person that will, have you killed. That's why the Bible also tells us not to be unequally yoked. Okay, unequally yoked means not balanced by the person that you attach yourself with. Okay, you're only as strong as your weakest link. Okay, so what I want to tell you today is, if you feel like you've been chosen for a purpose that, and we all have a purpose in life. Every one of us do. Okay, but it's only those that are tried by fire. Okay, again, fire purifies gold. It brings up all the imperfections and all the, dirt and grime. You have to, if you've ever seen how gold is refined, it's put in a crucible, okay, and the fire is turned up, okay, not to damage the gold, but to bring out all the impurities to the forefront, to where it's from being hidden to being up on the top, like cream on coffee. Okay, at the very top, you'll see all the impurities and the gold being brought up. Okay, so what they do is they take that film. I forgot what the process is called, where they just skim off all of that, and then what you're left with is pure gold. Okay, so just know, if you consider yourself chosen, if you feel in your heart that you've gone through so many trials, they knock you down, but you're like a palm tree. Have you ever witnessed palm trees in the islands during a hurricane? They can lean all the way, almost parallel to the ground, but they still stay grounded. Okay, so when life is giving you all these trials left and right, okay, just know, okay, that you consider yourself chosen. You have a higher purpose. I'm not saying that you're better than anybody else, okay, but just like the SEAL team, okay, the SEAL team is set apart from every other division in the military, okay, all the other branches in the military. Not that their life is more valuable than the others, but their mission, okay, is entirely different than Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, okay, and National Guard. They all have their place. We all play a role, okay, collectively, in how we help one another and how we bring life to wherever we're at, okay? So if you're chosen, be the light. Just know that this life, okay, is not for everybody, okay? But if you consider yourself chosen, know that every trial that you face, okay, face it with joy. I'm not saying that you, happy that, these bad things are happening and trials and whatever, but just use that, okay? All those, okay, turn it around for your good, because that's what God tells us, okay? That all things that are meant for your evil, okay, that's meant for evil, God will turn that around for your good, okay? So that in itself gives me great joy, okay? That nothing that's ever happened to me, that's happened to me in my past, the dysfunction in the family, molestation, incest, you name it. I grew up in a very dysfunctional family, okay? And I believe that I was chosen to break these generational curses, because I could have fallen into all of that. I could have fallen into prostitution. I could have fallen into drugs. I could have fallen into, stealing, I mean, all kinds of things. I was exposed to a lot of things, but something in my heart just, would, I would observe what was happening, but I didn't absorb it. I'm not saying that I lived perfectly. Okay, I made a lot of mistakes. I did things that in my life I'm not proud of, but guess what? I own it. I can own it. Can nobody bring stuff from my past and say, you know what? Yeah, I was that person. Did I do that? Yeah, I did. Did I commit adultery? I did. Did I commit this? I did. I'm not excusing any of that. But when you know better, you do better. Okay? And don't let anybody bring anything. You're not that person anymore. Your life and your light should be a shining example, okay, of if you're still the same person you were 10 years ago, okay, then you got to examine yourself, okay? Examine yourself, okay? If you want a better life, then you have to start doing something different than you did back then. Okay, remaining the same and expecting your life to be different is insanity. I mean, the whole definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. Okay, so this is exam time, y'all. Okay, you call yourself the chosen, pick up your cross and walk. Okay, but guess what? You're not doing it by yourself. We're all here. We're all here for one another. Okay, so I want to say, that this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And just know that nothing that ever happened to you in your past is wasted. Okay, because all of it is training. Okay, so let's get it. Okay, be like the Navy SEALs, man. Be committed to what it is that you came here to do. Okay, everything will work out for your good if that is what you so desire, if you commit yourself to that. Okay, all right, y'all, be blessed, enjoy this day, and again, sweater weather. Okay, love y'all.